Every time I go to the server to find every friend in the house wants to see me tonight. With a little shot now I feel it just right. All I wanna do is see a beautiful sunlight.
Hello people, it's Poet, and we are back on the TimeShot server. I'm just looking around at places that mobs keep spawning in. It's kind of annoying. You know, I try to get up there as much as I can to light it up, but it is difficult. I guess one of the ways that I could do it is by going up here, all the way up, and then just kind of either breaking a way through. Might be a way to do it. Waste of resources, but I could do that, or I could just make a pillar out of dirt or something and get up there, and then hopefully light it up enough that mobs stop dropping on my head, because that's kind of what's happening in this little area of mine here, is that the mobs keep falling down. I'll walk in here and there'll be like a creeper standing here and I don't want to get rid of I don't want to get rid of this spot. I don't want to damage it either, so I gotta keep lighting it up. Light it up as much as I can, which is a very difficult task because there's so many little nooks and crannies that they're spawning in, like even right there probably. And they just need a block light level of 7, I think was the number from days past that makes them spawn in. And a block light level is, what are we at right here? We are at 11, 10, 12-ish, 9. It's pretty bright in here. Doesn't dip much below 9. Here it might be dark, but should be okay everywhere around here. But some places they do spawn in, so like when I see it at 9, that's as low as I ever want to see it. It seems pretty bright around here, so it's just up there, I think. Anyway, a lot to do in this episode. I have 36 levels, as you can see. I did a bunch of caving, so I got a bunch of coal, and that I've got a lot of spruce, which I'm going to be using in my build. And I need a lot of dark wood as well, so I swung by here to see if I have any. And I don't mean like that dark wood. I want the logs. I must have brought them all over to the other place, which is good. Get a few more levels. Actually, I'm gonna use the levels before I waste them, so I'm gonna actually enchant a pick, I think. We got sticks, we can make some. I know that I should be, oops, gotta make that diamonds first. I know that I should be probably enchanting armor or something, but I'll enchant a pick, because I don't really have a really good pick. I've got this one, which is amazing. I think Nia made that for me. I found it in the chest here, so I can only assume. So I am going to make my own and see what happens. I wanted to do that on camera. I've been waiting a while. 6 whole levels I've been waiting. And I got efficiency 4. I mean, it doesn't even have unbreaking on it, man. But I'll take it. You know what? It's a good working pick, as I used to call them. Meaning basically that I can go mining with it, and good things will happen when I mine with it. I'm just going to throw it in there. Got to use up that one. Take a few of those. Okay, I think that I have everything that I really need to grab. Take that with me. I got a lot of these I'm going to take with me as well. And I've got some stone cooked up somewhere too. Right in here, I think. That's where I left it. That experience ball is really annoying. Yes. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna grab the stuff out of the chests or furnaces to maybe level up a little bit more. There we go. Potatoes. Wow, that levels up quite a bit. I'm at level 12 already. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to be working on... Oh, it's nighttime. I'm going to be working on my house. I did a little bit of work off camera, just in my free time. And so I will work on it a little bit more in this on camera so that you guys can kind of see the building. I know that some of you like seeing the build process. I'll just do a little bit, and then maybe I'll go and collect more spruce, because I don't think this... Well, that might be enough. It's a lot. We'll see. I like the spruce for the logs, and I like the dark wood for the... Wait, did I say that right? Yeah. I like the spruce for the log... No, I don't. Let me correct that. I like the spruce wood for the planks, because of the color of the wood that the planks turn into. And I like the dark wood for the logs, because I think they go together very well. Whoa! Hello. What the heck is going on there? Look at all the bad things around here. Excuse me. Oh, okay. So, a lot to talk about in this episode. Let's see. It's a topic that I seriously, I wanted to talk about something in this episode that was important. And I was struggling. I kept asking people like, gee, what should I record? I don't know what to say. I have nothing to talk about. My life is boring. But sometimes you just need a little bit of inspiration, I think. And I watched a movie recently, and it was one of those heart-wrenching, you know, the sad movie, depressing movie, drama. Oscar award-winning, though, you know, so it's a good one. And it kind of got me thinking about the way that people think, the way that people act, the way that people talk. And I wanted to talk about that and my opinions and stuff. I've talked about it in the past, but this is a new series after all, lots of new viewers. And I haven't talked about it in a long time, so I'll be getting to that in a moment. But here we go. The house is slowly taking shape. I think in the last episode that I posted, maybe I couldn't figure out why the blocks weren't adding up, and that's because I had counted wrong and didn't make this long enough. So I've made it longer now, the house. Oh yeah, here's my horse, Jenny. She's a fine horse. But anyway, I made it longer now, so I gotta make an entrance way and all that kind of stuff, and then I gotta finish this a little bit. Yeah, this has to be worked on big time. Oh yeah, and the other thing that you've probably noticed, maybe, I have Optifine on now, right? So, right, zooming. But it also removes that swamp look to the grass and stuff, which, one of the most underrated features of Optifine is that you can actually change in the settings. I forget where it is in the video settings. Details. Is it in here? Details? Where is it? It's not in details? Quality? Yeah, here it is. Swamp colors off in the quality settings. Because it really is a quality setting to have those ugly swamp colors off. Like, it's actually such a bad color combination that they made it a quality setting. So I love that feature. And now I can look out at my lake and see, like, this is a nice, beautiful lake. I'm slowly getting rid of the swamp trees as well. I decided that what I would do is grow my own trees around there and get rid of all the swamp trees with the vines hanging down and stuff. Because I don't really care for them, you know? I don't want the swamp look. I want to look out here and say, oh yes, this is a nice, beautiful lake. So I don't know why. This might have something to do with it too. The fact that these trees are all like this ugly brownish color here. I'm going to have to maybe get rid of them or do something with them. Those trees right in the swamp don't have this brown to them. Neither do these, and they're obviously swamp trees as well, I think. So I'm not quite sure why some of these trees have this brownish look to them, but I'm going to get rid of them and maybe try to regrow them and see if that helps things. I don't know. We'll see. So in this episode, I'm going to start by doing a little bit of work on the house, and then maybe I'll go down there and get rid of some of those lily pads and some of the trees that have the vines on them and stuff all around. Okay, so the big topic that I wanted to talk about today it's kind of a broad one. Oh yeah, I found more music discs. This is all from like one dungeon. This is all from one dungeon, and this is all from one dungeon. Isn't that amazing? It's like they've just jam-packed them with loot. Oh yeah, this was in the same dungeon too. It's like the most jam-packed with loot dungeon I've ever seen, but it's just amazing. Like I thought the first time that happened, that I found like 4 music discs and then like a green one, that was a rare thing, and it's happened to me like maybe once or twice. Not once. Twice or 3 times even. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, the topic I want to talk about is a broad one. I don't want to get distracted again. And it has to do with basically my views on not just religion. I was going to say religion, but not just religion, but people's outlook on life, on people who might be different, who have different even sexual orientations and things like that. And it's a very touchy subject, obviously. I know this because I've had a lot of as a response, I've had a lot of people saying how disappointed they were in my opinion. And this is the thing, excuse me, this is the thing that really gets me the most, is that it's my opinion, not yours. You know, I don't expect you to have the exact same opinion as mine, and in fact, it's perfectly fine if you have the complete opposite opinion of mine. Your opinion is your opinion, my opinion is my opinion, you know? That's how I've always looked at all different types of opinions in life and stuff like that. So it boggles my mind how some people can come to me after and say how disappointed they are with my opinion. I mean, it's not your choice. You know, be happy about your own opinion. You know, that's the way I look at it. Don't necessarily be disappointed in mine, because I'm thinking for myself. That's just the way that it is. It's very hard to even explain. But this goes back to my Better Than Wolves series, where someone asked me if I was religious, and my answer to that. And the movie that I watched, I'll just basically go right out and say it, is about homosexuality and AIDS and things like that. It's Philadelphia. It's Oscar award winning. If you don't know it, you should look it up. And it kind of got me thinking, like, as soon as I saw the movie, and I've seen it before, but as soon as I saw it again, the reason that I decided, you know what, I'd like to talk about this again, and my opinions of that kind of stuff, and my opinions about all kinds of creeds and believing in what you want to believe in, and doing what you want to do. It just kind of reminded me of how society can be, and how I object to certain ways that people can be. Now, like I said, your opinion is your opinion. You can be however you want to be, and I'm not saying that that's wrong. But I have my own opinion, and it might differ from yours, you know, in many ways. It's getting to the point where I really need to start moving things around here. This horse is kind of in the way. And I hate how leads break still. But the movie kind of got me thinking, and the reason that it got me thinking was because of the way that the people acted in that movie. And it was actually kind of a positive thing, because I looked at it and as basically we're reaching a point where we don't think that way anymore. When the movie came out, people didn't really know a whole lot about AIDS or how you get it or why people get it. And homosexuality wasn't as widely accepted as it is today. And I say that kind of with an asterisk, because I still don't think that it's really accepted. I wouldn't go that far. But if you watch the movie, they bring up lots and lots and lots of elements to it that kind of make you shake your head and think, wow, people were really, really, really against it. About being gay, about, if you got AIDS, then you were basically you could infect anyone, you were a disease, you were a plague, you were keep away from me kind of thing. And not just about AIDS, but in being gay in general. People were afraid of it. And that really got me thinking about, like, have we improved? Have we changed as a people, In some ways, definitely, I think. I could never, ever, ever picture myself disliking someone because of what they believe in, whether it's their religion, whether it's their orientation, or whatever it is. I could never, ever picture myself thinking, well, that's a shame, I think it's a wonderful thing to just be your own person and believe in what you want to believe in. So, I've had people, when I released that old Better Than Wolves episode, don't try to ask me which episode it was. I'm sure maybe someone in the comments would know. But I was getting comments from people saying how disappointed they were in me because of what I believed in. And they weren't really saying it that they were disappointed, necessarily. But because of what I believed in. But they were disappointed that I believed in it. And they basically said, the comment that I received was, my heart aches for you because you believe that, or something to that effect. And I could not wrap my brain around that. Like, why? Why does your heart ache because I believe in that, or that I don't believe in the same thing that you believe in? Why does your heart ache? And they tried to explain it to me, like, no, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say, that your opinion's wrong, but I'm saddened that you don't believe in the same thing that I believe in. And that still, it boggles my mind. I just don't understand why someone would feel that way. But, I mean, that's, like I said at the beginning, you are welcome to believe in whatever you want to believe in. It's not my choice. And I guess because I have that kind of mentality, it's hard for me to accept that people often don't have that kind of mentality, where they lack the ability to... No, that's not the right phrasing. People will often just disagree with you because... No, it's hard to word it right. And I do want to get that right. But basically, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is... me not understanding the way that they believe is just as bad as them not understanding the things that I believe. Like, if I say that I support gay rights or something like that, someone might automatically think a lot of things. You know, am I gay? Or am I not religious? Or, you know, anything like that. And I think I mentioned it in another episode earlier about speculations and things like that. You know, the thing is, I've met a huge amount of people, a lot of wonderful people out there who were not religious, who believed in all kinds of things, who were either homosexual or straight or something in between, I don't know. The thing is that, you know, what makes them wonderful isn't what they believe in, it's how they behave. It's who they are as people. You know, and I've always said quite often, you know, be good people, don't do bad things. That's what I've always believed. And if you can at least follow that, then you're okay in my books. You know, whatever you believe in. Why what someone believes would affect what I think of them is just that alone is what I don't get. And that's why when someone says my heart aches because you don't believe what I believe, I guess what I'm saying is I don't see why it matters. You know? Does it make me a lesser person? Is like that's what I'm trying to analyze about what they say. Because all I know is that my heart doesn't really ache unless I'm upset with something. Like, let's be truthful about it. Your heart doesn't ache when you're happy. Your heart doesn't ache when you're indifferent. Your heart aches when you are upset about something, when you dislike something, when it's there's a negative connotation to it, right? So that's what I don't understand. Like, I don't see why what I believe has anything to do with what you think of me. So, at the end of the day, where does that leave you, you know? You can either choose to be the kind of person who likes me because of the way that I am, because I believe what I believe, whatever I believe, and because I make good content videos and I have fun, and you know, I'm a human being. Like me because I'm a good person. If I'm a good person, like genuinely a kind-hearted person, and you dislike me simply because of what I believe in, which has nothing to do with the way that I behave, that upsets me. I hope that kind of clears it up a little bit. Now, let's see. I gotta figure this out here. The log looks like that. And this plank looks like that. That looks pretty good together. Now, I'm going to go like this. Do the same test again. Opposite, yeah. So go like this, and like that. That looks pretty good. Way better than that. That matches. That's like perfect. The dark wood plank and the spruce log look like they should go together, don't they? Like, look, the hue is the same. It's the same. You go over here, it's completely different. But conversely, you know, well, that color does not look like this color. The oddball out of all of it is really this log. The darkwood log just looks weird, I guess. I don't know, it's just weird. So the way that I will be decorating this house will be with the spruce logs and the darkwood planks. Now, I thought that I had it backwards back there. It's actually the case that I had it backwards this time. And I think that I should go, oops. There we go. Now, people are going to ask, of course, what do I believe in? What is it that I believe in? And this is kind of the touchiest subject, because I do know that there are people out there of, all different shapes, sizes, religions, backgrounds, orientations, and whatnot. And some people have really, really, really heated opinions about them, stemming from, their own personal hatred of it, to maybe it's just what their parents believed, and so they are therefore haven't ever questioned it for themselves, which is something that I talked about a lot in my Better Than Wolves series. Let's see. Yeah, let's go like that. I'm going to need a lot more spruce, so I might actually go and get some. But let's see. I am not a homosexual. I'm not gay. But I do support them very, very much. Because I feel that, if you love another person, that you should be able to love them. And that's, call me a hippie for love, but I think love is a really, really good emotion, a really, really good feeling that we don't focus on enough. In life, we're focusing on the negative aspects quite a bit. Hatred is huge. Bigotry is really big. Like, everybody, bigotry is big. What am I saying? But, basically we focus on the petty differences between people, and not about the root fact that, there might be people who love each other. And is that a bad thing? Heaven forbid people love each other. Heaven forbid they love too much, That's kind of the way that I look at it. And I'll just throw this all in there for now. Let's see, what else can I get rid of here? There we go. To me, because a person's opinions, I believe, are their own, and because I feel so strongly about that fact, maybe I'm not looking at both sides of it as much as I should. But like I said before, I think this world can be a very cruel place, a very bigoted place, a very terrible place for some people to live. I hear comments all the time, people who get bullied in school, people who have to deal with abuse, people who really have bad times, like very bad days, negativity all throughout their lives, hatred, that kind of stuff. Heaven forbid that in our lives we have love. No matter what it's between, a man and a man, a woman and a woman, a man and a woman. Heaven forbid we have too much love. Like, why is that even an issue? And I understand the religious aspect of it, which is kind of one of the key reasons why I guess I'm not religious. But honestly, to me, we don't love enough. It's kind of an odd thing that I even have to be talking about this, that it's even an issue at all. Here's the fountain, obviously. I started digging up these spruce trees, and then I realized that someone had placed torches all around here, so I think I'll go elsewhere to grab some of the spruce. I tried to replant, don't worry, whose ever that is. But at the end of the day, I mean, yes, will people hate me for that opinion? Yeah, absolutely. And as and they'll have different reasons for it. And I'm not saying that those reasons are wrong. Whatever reason that they come up with is probably makes as much sense to them as my reasoning does to me. But that's kind of where, like in my Better Than Wolves episode, it's kind of where I asked people, I begged people practically to try to make sure that no matter what reasoning they come up with, to make sure that it was their own reasoning. Think for yourself, not because it's what you've always known, not because it's what your whoever parents or friends or family or whoever, not because that's what they've always known, that's what they want you to believe. I want you to look at it from a logical and rational point of view. Now, I did talk about rational thinking in another episode and how I thrive on irrational thinking. But in this kind of case, yeah, I want you to look at the rational side of things and think, why is it wrong? What about it is wrong? And look at the facts. Look at all the facts, going way back. And decide for yourself, is it a bad thing? And why is it a bad thing? When religion comes into play, and that's kind of where people were saying that they were disappointed in me. They their hearts ached for me and things like that. It's my choice to be religious or not. It's my choice to believe in whatever I want to believe in. Maybe I could believe in something if I was swayed that way. And I'm not going to say that my mind is set in stone, and neither should yours. That's all that I will say. That I'm not afraid of changing my mind. I'm not afraid of being proven wrong, which is something that a lot of people these days focus on. Especially in politics, I realize. Like, this is something that always bothered me, was the aspect of flip-flopping on an issue. So-and-so flip-flopped on this issue. Well, God, you better just hang him, because why would he ever be a good leader or a role model or whatever because he changed his mind? I want to support someone who has the ability to change their mind, to change their opinion, to change the way that they think. I want someone who has the ability to say, you know what, I was wrong, and this is what I now believe. Can you be that kind of person? I know that I definitely can be that kind of person. I've been proven wrong in the past, and I'll be proven wrong again, When I say to someone, no, that's not how you do things, you're wrong, Your opinion doesn't matter. Well, I wouldn't ever say that, but I'm just trying to think of a situation where I might think that. Let me think. God, I don't know. I try very, very hard to be open-minded, And that's what I expect from all people too, is that they're open-minded. Here's something, I guess, is kind of Minecraft-y related. So that'll be kind of topical, I guess. About hacking on my favorite server that I play on. There's a lot of hackers. My goodness, there's a lot. There's so many. So many. Unbelievable. And I guess there was an update to some kind of a hacking client or something recently, and so now every second person seems to be using some kind of a hack. And there are times where I will be almost positive that someone is abusing the system, that they are hacking, that they are just, doing bad things. And I would admit that there are times when I will say that I'm sure when I'm not really sure, And I know that I shouldn't do that. And I might have even verbally abused people that way, like calling them out when honestly, I have no clue whether they were hacking or not, you know? And I do feel bad about that because I've been proven wrong. Like someone would say, you know, I could go up to them and say, well, you were hacking, you know, you talentless gamer of, I don't know, I'm not very good at threatening people. But, you know, I accuse someone of hacking and then find out later that, you know, they're actually, they fight hard to get rid of other hackers, that they play it a lot, so they probably have a lot of skill, you know, and maybe I've been proven wrong. But I admit when I'm wrong. And I have the ability to say, yes, I was wrong, you know. I see now the error of my ways, kind of thing. But being open-minded is, it kind of goes both ways too, where because I do report a lot of the people that I spot hacking on these servers and stuff, and I have kind of the benefit because I always have fraps on. Usually, 90% of the time, I have fraps on, and it's ready to record. And that's kind of where, you know, the whole comment, I've been recording this whole time. It's because I always have that record button ready. I'm ready to, in a heartbeat, hit record, and I do. So I have the benefit when someone is hacking, I can record them. So I report a lot. And I often will see the comments, and this happened the other day, and it really upset me. It wasn't my report either, but I've seen in my reports the same kind of comments where someone will be a mod, you know, a very high rank on one of those servers. There's nothing much better than being a mod. It's a huge role of responsibility, and it has power. They have the ability to ban people or act on people who might be abusing the rules. And people will then assume that they could not possibly be doing anything bad. And that bothered me. You know, when some guy reported a mod on this server that I'm talking about, Hypixel server. I'll go out and say the name. Why not? You know, I've never hidden names and stuff from you guys before, so why start now? But this person reported one of the mods as being a hacker, you know? And right away, the hatred that this user received was pretty big. Pretty huge. You know, because who could imagine a mod doing wrong, you know? And I admit, it's a very rare occurrence that a mod would abuse the rules. But you'd get comments like, you know, he's a mod, I highly doubt that he would be hacking. And those are the words that I cringe at. I just cringe at it. They are some of my least favorite words combo put together. The words I highly doubt. Because just saying it invokes the fact that you have doubt. That you're talking about something that you aren't sure of. If you can't speak in fact, like, no, he is not hacking, instead you say, I highly doubt he's hacking, that implies that you have doubt. So why even talk? But the problem is that people use those words to basically say, you know, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. So this guy reports a mod, and people, the thing is that I had actually witnessed this mod before, and I didn't see him hacking. I won't go that far. But I saw his behavior in one of the games that I played in, and he was actually ridiculing some of the other players. Like, he was taunting them, calling them out, riling them up, you know? Basically being... What the heck? Tree cow. Oops. There you go. Well, be free. Tree cow. But he was ridiculing people and not acting in a very professional way. And I don't expect a mod to be professional all the time. But maybe when you're on the server that you moderate on, you could at least show players a role of maturity. And he seemed to lack this maturity. So the second that I saw someone report him for possibly doing something that he shouldn't, I kind of in my mind thought, you know what? That could be possible. Well, the ridicule that this user got from everybody in the forums, you know, I highly doubt was the word that several people used. I highly doubt a mod would be hacking. I highly doubt a mod would do blah blah blah. And so I actually came to the guy's defense, and I said, you know, don't highly doubt anything. Have an open mind. And this is especially the case because I've been a moderator on several different forums and stuff. I've been an administrator on several different things, ranging from forums to games to just about anything from the 90s till now. I've been a moderator and an administrator and in a role of basically a role of responsibility. And I have actually seen abuse to the system. You know? I've seen mods who take advantage of their role and assume that, well, because they are mods, nobody would assume that they are hacking, or nobody would assume that they are breaking the rules themselves. And unfortunately, that seems to be the case. That people refuse to even keep an open mind about something like that. So I actually went and came to the guy's defense and said, don't highly doubt something. You know, this guy is giving a report based on what he believes to be the truth, and everybody is shutting him out without at all looking at the facts. They just highly doubt because, hey, he's a mod. Therefore, you know, my judgment's been cast. He could do no wrong. And that was a little bit of lag. You know, I don't know what the result then was, whether the guy was reprimanded or not. I highly doubt that he was. But the fact is, like, he probably wasn't because of the role that he was in and the way that people behave with regards to people in those kinds of roles and whatnot. So like I said, I commented and I said, keep an open mind. Don't highly doubt things like that, you know? Unless you know for a fact that he didn't. You cannot speak for that person. Only he can speak for himself. And only the other administrators or mods or whoever can really rule on what was going on, what was happening. You know, these were normal users coming up and saying, I highly doubt that he was hacking. And, you know, that got me upset. So I said that, and then almost immediately after I said, keep an open mind, don't say you highly doubt anything, I got the comment. There was a comment right after that in the same thread that basically said, I highly doubt he was hacking. Like, almost verbatim. This is looking so cool. Lots of work being done out here. I feel so talentless right now. I'm building my little house. It's coming along slowly. Everybody else has got a huge something. Ouch. Like, look at this massive building already. Looking really cool. 2 Girls, 1 Minecraft, I think that's theirs. Actually, I know that's theirs. I don't know why I said I think. But so what does that have to do with anything? Well, oh yeah. I want to keep talking about that quickly for a little bit too, because then I reported someone, and because he was there are guilds on Hypixel now. You know, groups of players who play together. And I don't know what the initiation is to get into some of these guilds, or you know what roles people play in hiring the people who are on the guilds or whatever. But there are some guilds out there who, no matter what happens, you get the army of people coming to their defense, right? So, for example, somebody in the guild gets suspected of hacking, and a player in their full right goes and reports that player for hacking. Why am I saying hacking like that? It's hacking. Using a modded client or whatever it is. And you get like an army of people commenting on the post, you know, he's not hacking, he's legit, he's part of this guild, you know. He's part of this guild, so shut up, you know, you're just jealous that you're not that good, you know, and you'll get such big ridicule. He's a part of this guild with this player and this player and this player, so leave him alone. And my comment to that again is, you know what? Keep an open mind. Just because the guy is a part of some group doesn't mean he isn't corrupt. Doesn't mean that he's doing things legit. Apparently this is Jake's circle? Apparently. I don't know what it is. I saw this before, and it's just... I just keep coming back here because I like circles in Minecraft. I know that... I think I've said that before. I love the bending of the rules because everything in Minecraft is a block or a square or, you know, a cube. It's all cubular. But when I see cylindrical things or circular things, it turns my crank, you know? I love circular buildings in Minecraft, things that break the mold, so to speak. So anyway, what I was getting at is, yeah, those people come to their defense and ridicule, and I say keep an open mind, you know. Just because he's in a role of responsibility doesn't mean he might not be corrupt, you know. There are corrupt police officers out there. There are corrupt politicians out there. There are corrupt school teachers out there. There are people all over the place in roles of responsibility or who are members of some group who do bad things. And the funny thing is that the group will often come to their defense without ever looking at the evidence. And that kind of ties in with the whole thing that I was talking about earlier, is you can be very quick to ridicule me for my opinion, but keep an open mind. Make sure that you look over the evidence and don't just make a judgment because it's what you know or because it's what you believe or because you highly doubt that there could be some different opinion. You know? And that's kind of why I wanted to tie that all together. Don't highly doubt something just because you want to believe that couldn't be true or that it is true or, you know, whatever. Don't highly doubt anything. I hate those words. Keep an open mind to everything, you know? And do your best to... You know, don't place judgment on people without looking at the facts. You know, look at why they might believe something different. Look at why they might do something different. You know? And if it's something like love, you got to also look at the facts of, you know, is this something that you really want to fight to stop? do you want to really fight love? When we live in a world where there's so much bigotry and hatred and that kind of thing, is love really something that you want to get rid of? That you want to be opposed to? That you want to fight? And is it important enough to you to fight that? Maybe it is. And if it is, you better come prepared for a fight, you know? So I'll leave you with that. That was kind of a deep deep talk. You know, my opinion is my own. I've often said this. It's not the opinion of the server or even other people on the server. I don't expect everybody on the server to agree with me. In fact, I would hope that they have their own opinions and think as individuals. You know? Will I get a lot of hatred from that? Probably. I think the support will obviously outweigh the negativity. But as with my old conversation about that kind of thing, you always do expect people to come to you and say, you know, well, because you think this, I'm unsubscribing. And again, it's kind of like, all right, you go ahead if that's, you know, if it's that important to you. But think about why you're doing what you're doing. Think about why you're unsubscribing. You're unsubscribing to the content that you subscribe to in the first place because you enjoy, because you don't agree with the fact that I believe what I want to believe. You know, and that's kind of the problem with a lot of people out there, is that if you don't have the same opinion as them, they will not like you. They will be offended by it. And to me, that's the wrong way to think. You know? It's really too bad that people think that way. But hopefully you guys have an open mind. Like I said, don't ever highly doubt anything. You know, if you see something that you highly doubt, you know, look at it again. Take a second look, maybe, and consider why. And the what if. You know? What if you're wrong? What if your high doubt is actually wrong? You know, look at it that way. You know, I highly doubt that this guy is hacking, for example, was a big one. And you know, you could be wrong at the end of the day. Don't make statements that you can't back up, you know. So with that, I think I'll leave you. Like I said, hopefully you like this video. Like it just for the fact that, you know, people should have their own opinions, I guess. I don't know. Subscribe if you haven't already for more talks like this, hopefully in the future. And definitely leave a comment about your opinion. I'd love to hear them, whether they're supporting mine or completely opposed to mine. I don't care. It's your opinion, so I'd love to hear it. Because I can keep an open mind. And with that, do all those other awesome things that you people do. We'll see you next time on the TimeShot server. Bye-bye.